These really beautiful plants are Aeschynanthus radicans, or otherwise known as lipstick vine. Actually, you'll see that one of the reasons why it's called lipstick vine is you could see that this one is luckily in flower, which has been flowering year over year for me. This has been very good as a plant. I've had this probably now for 6 going on 7 years, so it's actually quite a robust plant. And I actually have this new one that I got, which is Aeschynanthus Radicans Variegata. It's a variegated version and much bushier of a plant compared to this one that has been growing near my southwest facing window for quite some time. Actually, I wouldn't typically say grow this near a southwest facing window because that's a lot of light. And if you've ever actually seen this plant in the wild, it's originally from Thailand and Malaysia. And I've actually seen these in the wild. They're growing in kind of the understory of trees as epiphytes, and so they're actually growing on trees. So they don't have like a really extensive root system, which is interesting because I have this kind of growing in a little bit more of a potting medium. It's actually not even that well aerated, but I've been kind of afraid to take this out of the pot because this has actually been in the pot that I had it in from the get-go. So I had it in a nursery pot, planted it in this plastic one, and have been having it as a hanging basket plant for quite some time. It is a little bit balding on the top, but that's not big of a deal because, like I said, this one has been flowering nonstop every single year. It's like super consistent for me, which is really exciting. You'll actually find many different cultivars and varieties of this one. They have slightly different leaves and slightly different flower colors, so you could find some really beautiful ones, particularly that are out there. As far as fertilizing goes, you could go with maybe a 7-9-5 or even a 10-10-10, a balanced fertilizer, or even like a gentler organic fertilizer, and you do it on a monthly basis during the growing season, like spring, summer, or fall, and that should be pretty good. I will have to say that there are different kind of Aeschynanthus, like there's curly varieties, they have curly leaf varieties, and those I feel like are a little less resilient for some reason. They always seem to shed their leaves, but this Aeschynanthus radicans has been really reliable of a plant for me. And I do have to say that this one, even though it's new, I've been growing it in a completely different lighting condition of northeast facing windows. So I think that if you're going with a moderate light to bright light screened, then these plants will actually do pretty well for you. As far as watering goes, you want to let them dry out between watering. These plants are epiphytes, as I mentioned, and they're growing on trees, so their roots actually dry out pretty readily. And even though I have this in my southwest facing window, I don't water it regularly. Sometimes it's like once a week, sometimes it's once every other week, and this plant has seemed to do all right. So I have to say, it's a beautiful one. If you want something that flowers, on the regular basis, then the lipstick plant is the way to go.